So we're wandering down Lafayette, and I'm just talking to Carol about the impact of 9/11. So go on.
You shouldn't be laughing. Are you going to go to the World Trade Center, by the way?
Yeah, I think
you should
so.
go.
Yeah, we'll want to go down to Ground
Memorial,
Zero.
Yeah. You have to make reservations in advance online,
Right.
but definitely do it. Everyone, I haven't been. I actually had to go on a business trip the day we had them, but it was huge.
So
that it's the no one ever. I think in my mind, we thought it was the beginning of the end.
Yeah.
You know, where if I heard thunder in the middle of the night, I'd grab my bag and run down the fire stair of our building. And that was fairly.
What floor did you live on? And where were you?
The 11th.
The 11th.
But I mean, like that's how okay, it was what's the next thing? Because we had September 11th, then we had the anthrax in the mail.
Yeah.
And you just felt like New York will never be what it was.
Yeah.
And that this is the beginning of the end. You know, that this is Pompeii, this is how we're going down, and this is the beginning.
Yeah.
You know, to get to my parents' apartment, who lived 6 blocks away from me, because they were below 14th Street, there were barricades, there was military, you had to show ID, and you felt like you were living in a war zone. You didn't feel like you were living in your city, and you just, every time you went someplace, you just imagined what it would be when it was gone.
Right. Because I'm kind of like, I feel the absence of it here already, but because I lived here before 9/11, but it's more of a geographical thing because I look around the streetscapes and that was my orientation. Absolutely.
You know that here were these two figures in the city that were always there that were gone.
Yeah.
But more so, it was just about what would be gone next.
Yeah.
I remember going to the Metropolitan Museum, you know, to seek solace, and I remember walking in and just hysterically crying because I kept on thinking they're going to hit this next. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's just, just like human lives, it's irreplaceable.
Yeah.
But also, no one knew what the economy was going to be. No one knew what the future was going to hold. I think my parents, I don't know if I said this on tape before, who lived through wars, handled it better than I did. You know, where to me it was a much more, this is the first time in your life where you don't know which direction north is.
Yeah. Literally.
Yeah,
geographically, and
and it's a big deal. It's a big deal.
So I found it. This is where I used to live, in that apartment block there. And as we look down here at the bottom, that's where the Twin Towers used to be. It's a bit emotional. And this is a telephone box where I'm stood next to, where I called the apartment owner to say I love it and I want to move in. And she said yes. And around the corner is where my husband bumped into Boy George. And we saw, I think, the first series of Sex and the City being filmed outside Charlotte's Gallery. And the deli that I used to go to, and my Chinese laundry. And so this is West Broadway between Prince and Spring. And I'm just walking up to my old door. And I think I had a view. I wasn't on the front, it was a bit quieter. And I remember taking the dog for a walk down here.